So the Commanders worked out 14 players yesterday, as I talked about, but I uploaded my video a little bit before they signed linebacker Duke Riley, and then later last night they signed a speedster cornerback, Asang Bassi. I think that's how you say it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm sorry. I don't mean to mess the guy's name up, but it's kind of hard to pronounce. So before we get into talking about those players, I just wanted to tell you guys that the Commanders do have practice again at 2 p.m. today. You're going to have Dan Quinn pre-practice as always, and I forget who the player is after practice, but 2 p.m. practice, you will get a recap video from me after that concludes. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button on the road to 2,000 subscribers. I cannot do it without you. Hit that notification bell as well. So we'll start by talking about Asang Bassi. This is a guy that not many people talk about, obviously, but he's out of Wake Forest. He's 5'9", 191 pounds. Let me check and make sure that's updated. Hold up. Let me check and make sure that's updated because you can't trust these guys. He's 26 years old. He's 5'10" now. So let me see. ESPN doesn't have his thing. So I think he's 5'10", around 191 pounds right now. So let's read a little bit about him and his stock and what he can provide to a football team. First, 40-yard dash, 4.46 isn't bad. 10-yard split, 1.53. 3-cone drill, 6.9. 20-yard shuttle, 4.1. Bench press, 12 reps. So his overview, or let's get to his strengths. He's a 3-year starter. Ball production is above average in all 3 seasons. Above average route anticipation and off-man coverage. Fluid hips in his transitions. Quick trigger burst to attack the throne. Adequate field awareness and zone coverage. Competes hard despite consistent size disadvantage. Willing to throw his body around to get a stop or pass breakup. By the way, this is by the NFL. By their page, when you read about players. This is not mine. Weaknesses. Gets beaten by pure size for touchdowns. Pulled off balance by overreactions to double moves. Instincts fail him on misdirection and trick plays. Early hip declaration from his pedal. Doesn't keep feet under him, creating imbalance. Lack of length is restricting downfield. Loses coverage leverage. Unable to get off blocks and gets run over by big ball carriers. So, he is a guy that he had over 1,000 rushing and receiving yards as a senior in high school. So he had to switch to a cornerback. Let's read the teams that he's played for because I don't have much to say on him. I just know that he's a depth piece. I mean, obviously, a few guys got hurt Friday night. Bobby Price got hurt. Like, this would be the perfect Bobby Price guy just to fill the roster until they cut it down. He played for the Denver Broncos in 2020. Nothing really put up there. Los Angeles Chargers in 2021. 2022, Denver. So he switched between Denver and LA. So Denver, Chargers, Denver, Chargers. That is so weird, those teams, and their rivals, too. So, but that is who he played for. That is Asang Bassi. Again, probably a guy that's going to come in here and not do much. You're not going to hear his name until he gets cut. But good to see the Commanders making moves. They also made another move yesterday. Duke Riley is the guy that they signed. So let's get what he can do. Let's see what he can do on the football field. He played for the Dolphins before. He's 31 years old. Is this bad news? We'll start by talking. Is this bad news for Jordan McGee? Is this bad news for Dom Hampton? Because Dom Hampton, it's more of the skill issue. Jordan McGee, he just can't stay on the field. He didn't play Friday. He didn't make the trip to Foxborough. And I think, frankly, the Commanders are worried about Jordan McGee and his health. As they should be, right? They should be worried about his health because he can never stay healthy. All last year, he didn't stay healthy. And, Joe Witt Jr. talked about it. They had packages and a lot of things lined up for Jordan last year. And he just couldn't stay healthy. So they're going to bring in a guy. I don't know. People are saying it's a McGee replacement, but don't listen to people. I don't know. You're going to have to wait to figure that out. We'll see how he does at today's practice, if he's even participating, if he's even there. Okay. He's 6'1", 218 pounds. Let's see the teams. He went to LSU, so pretty good college there. He's been a veteran. He's been around the league a long time. 2017 with the Falcons. 2018 Falcons. 2019 Philly. 2020 Philly had a half sack. 2021 Miami. 2022 Miami, he had 1 sack. 2023 a half sack with Miami. 2024 nothing, no sacks, but with Miami. So he's been around the league a long time. He can provide a solid depth piece. He has experience. You add him to a room of Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu with quite a bit of experience there. So I like it. He's a round 3 pick, 75. Obviously went to Atlanta, as I said. So he's a pretty good player, man. I'm excited about this. I don't know what this exactly means. Again, is it a Jordan McGee replacement? Is it a Dom Hampton thing? Like, I don't know, but we're gonna get to see these guys, next Monday night when we play a football game. Maybe one of them stands out. We did sign Braylon Sanders and we did sign Tay Martin, and both of them balled out in the preseason game Friday. Both of them did really well. They stepped up. So these guys are going to come in, and I expect them to do pretty good. But one thing that scares me is we signed a Chargers cornerback that basically nobody's heard of, that's a veteran. Who does that remind you of? Michael Davis. So I'm not going to go there, but we don't need to go there. But Asang Bassi he's a 4.4 is not bad at all. That's really, really good. So I believe Jalen Lane ran a 4.3. So excited about his speed. The linebacker, I'm excited about his physical presence that he can bring. And for the linebacker, I'm excited about all the experience that he has. He's going to come in, looks like a Dan Quinn type of guy. So Duke Riley and Asang Bassi have been signed by the Commanders. So let me get you the rundown. So Bleeding Burgundy and Gold on X says Riley is strictly an off-ball linebacker. Can't be great for Jordan McGee or Dom Hampton. I agree. I think, again, I talked about it. Dom Hampton's more of like a skill issue. Jordan McGee, he can't stay on the field. Let's read what Ben Standing has to say. He said, the Commanders are signing free agent linebacker Duke Riley. Source confirms. Riley, 31, spent the past 4 seasons with the Dolphins after 2 years with the Eagles and Falcons. Experience for the linebacker room beyond Bobby Wagner. Again, I talked about it. That's really good experience for the linebacker room. Really good stuff for the linebacker room. He's going to teach a lot of guys. He's going to teach Jordan McGee. Like, at the least, he's going to teach Jordan McGee, and he's going to teach guys like Dom Hampton. Ben Standing said late last night, update, the Commanders are expected to sign cornerback Asang Bassi following today's 14-player tryout per source. Along with the linebacker Duke Riley, the linebacker workouts are particularly interesting following Friday's preseason loss. Same with 0 wide receivers at a tryout. They brought 0 wide receivers in yesterday. I think it's because they already signed Braylon Sanders. They already know kind of Tay Martin. He did really good. He was getting first-team reps yesterday, so they know they're going to cut Chris Moore, probably going to cut KJ Osborne. Like, you kind of know what you have at this point. If you want to, go farther, like, you're just going to have to bring in, Amari Cooper, or you're just going to have to bring in a veteran guy if you want to go any farther. Like, if you're just going to sign, like, UFL guys like Braylon Sanders, you're not going to get much out of them. So, no offense there, but it's just not, why would you bring in more wide receivers? It's not, they're not going to help anything, right? Because Terry's going to stay out for a little while, it seems. So that is the 2 players that the Commanders have signed today. A speedster cornerback and a linebacker that I'm excited about. We'll be back with another video today. Commanders practice at 2 o'clock. It's going to be a jog through practice. It's not going to be much, but it's still a practice, and it's still a chance for the team to get better. So they started practicing at 2 o'clock. The heat's kind of down a little bit, so which is good to hear. Nobody probably wanted to practice at 8 a.m., but that's the way it rolled. So Commanders signed Asang Bassi, and the Commanders signed linebacker Duke Riley. So linebacker and cornerback brought in to the team for the 90 to see if they have a shot at the 53. Don't expect too much out of these players, but that's all I got for right now. Again, back with another video later. You guys have a good one. Hail to the Washington Commanders, and Peace.